YouTube, what's the righteous word? It's your boy Gangland Neem, aka Neiman. I before the E. Golly, I don't know y'all. Remember that. And we back with another video. Shout out to That Surprise Witness TV. I forget shorty name. I think my cousin or something like that. She was supposed to call in one time, but she never did. Shout out to her, BJ. Shout out to BJ. I believe this is BJ. Somebody correct me in the comments. But shout out That Surprise Witness, aka BJ, for the clip. Now, this is about Diddy and the 5 new lawsuits that he got. Now, she combed through all this paperwork like y'all know I ain't gonna do. I'm just sorry. And I didn't care to listen to Drunk Act break down the paperwork. So shorty gets right to the point. You know what I'm saying? And this is egregious. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's absolutely disgusting. We're gonna get straight into it. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, please. And thank you. We need that for the algorithm. If you could go to the top of the page, smash that Instagram link, follow me on Instagram, shoot me any content y'all want me to react to there. Also, join up in the Discord. Good people, positive vibes all the time. I can't tell you that enough. Smash that TikTok link to follow me over there for any content that I post there as well. Shout out to all my subs, all the people who view and are not subbed still. Shout out to you. I just hit 13K, you feel me? And trying to get a lot more. So shout out to all my supporters, because I definitely appreciate y'all for you know, tapping in with the content and shit like that. But let's get to this. This is crazy, man. Diddy, what's going on, gang?
Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine? Still Monday. Okay, so as you probably saw, there have been now 6 new lawsuits filed against Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, and they are all filed by this Busby guy. Okay. Now, there's going to be a trillion gazillion videos flying around YouTube today, and a lot of them are going to be very, very long, people reading through every single little allegation.
Nice.
So I thought what I would do today, I actually read through the lawsuits all, and I wanted to pick out the parts that I noticed were actually new information. Okay. At this point, we have all seen the allegations of the substances and the allegations of the certain type of abuse and things like that. But there are some specifically actually new allegations that I did see in here. For the first time, I'll say from my memory, maybe this stuff was mentioned before, but I do want to just get to the actually new to me allegations, okay? Like I said, there were 6 lawsuits filed, or at least that's what's being reported, but whenever you actually look, it seems like there's only 5 of them that are publicly available. I'm going to go through those in turn.
So that means one person don't want to be known. One person is trying to put themselves out there. You feel me? Or something sealed. Pay attention.
Now, this all comes from attorney Tony Busby, a Texas lawyer who claims that he represents 120 alleged Diddy accusers. Now, last week, he said he would begin filing these lawsuits this week. And today, Monday, October 14th, 2024, he did make good on that promise and filed 6 of those 120. Now, all 6 were filed in the Southern District of New York.
120 separate violations are crazy. Do we believe this? Just asking. I'm asking. That's crazy. I'm like, everywhere you went, you violated, gang. That's different.
5 of the 6, like I said, are publicly available. And shout out to Rabbit for sending these to me down the rabbit hole news. 1 out of these 6 seems to be sealed. Now, accusers are all anonymous, meaning all of them are going by John Doe and Jane Doe. And so for the purposes of going over the lawsuits today in this short video, I will let you know the victims are going by the following pseudonyms just for this video, okay? Number 1, an Ohio man. Number 2, a New Jersey man. Number 3, a New York woman. Number 4, a Georgia man. Number 5, a North Carolina woman. And number 6, I'm assuming this one is sealed, or I otherwise just don't have access to it. So we're only going to go over the 5, like I said. Starting with that Ohio man. Now, this is the one that took place in the Macy's stockroom in Herald Square, the flagship Macy's.
I want to tell y'all pay attention too, because I mean, she does a real good job of not saying anything too flagrant, but some of this might be triggering, you know what I'm saying? Because she still lets you know exactly what went on. So, you know what I mean? Just trigger warning and whatnot.
Store. Now, they first start off by introducing Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, and this kind of looks pretty much exactly the same throughout all 5 lawsuits. They call him everything but a child of God. They call him a menace to society, a menace to women, and they do outline in paragraph 3 of this lawsuit, the Ohio man versus Diddy versus Macy's. He's suing Macy's too, girl. They lay out in the beginning of this lawsuit that Diddy uses his businesses and his business enterprises in order to effectuate this alleged criminal scheme. They do quote Diddy as saying some stuff like, this is what it takes to be famous, and don't you want to be famous and stuff like that.
It's like, bro, you got to change the quotes up too. You're going to say the same damn quote. That's not a quote at this point. That shit is a catchphrase. Diddler, that's a catchphrase at this point, gang. You keep using the same bars over and over for every transgression, gang. Come on, that's wild. What kind of nigga was this, man?
Now, in paragraph 5 of this Ohio man versus Diddy and Macy's and all of them lawsuit, he does lay out the causes of action. And again, these are not going to sound new to you. It's, ST, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purpose of illegal work, substances, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. So we've seen these allegations before many, many times now. The lawsuit goes on to discuss Diddy's history of violence, history of being alleged to have done some violence, alleged to have done crimes, etc., etc. They lay out the victims or the alleged victims, and they're listed as women, men, and children or minors. These alleged victims were, according to this lawsuit, commercial workers as well as unsuspecting party goers. Now, in this lawsuit about the Ohio man who is suing Diddy, this Ohio man alleges that this incident happened all the way back in 2008. Now, this lawsuit mentions that one of Diddy's substances of choice to effectuate these types of plans against unsuspecting victims is Rohypnol, but also GHB, and this would be put into a drink such as a lemon drop. Now, this lawsuit also alleges, and this is the first time I've seen this laid out in a lawsuit. They allege that Diddy doused victims in lotions or similar body oils also laced with GHB. And this was new to me. This was new to me because we do know that the government, the federal government, in its indictment of Diddy does mention finding all of these baby oil bottles, right? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And we've also seen it.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When niggas was talking about them 1,000 bottles of baby oil and Astroglide, all that, I said, yo, ain't no way he could be doing this much humping. I'm just gonna be real. I'm like, there's no way. What's up with all the lube, dude? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? But the more and more I hear about these drugs and this, that, and the other, and yo, Shorty's saying right now, it's like, so it's probably drugs in that baby oil. It's probably drugs in that Astroglide. I don't know what kind of drugs that you could put in baby oil or Astroglide, and when you rub it in, you become intoxicated, but that is some diabolical shit. She said the nigga was dousing people with baby oil. What the fuck is a douse? That's not cool, gang. Dousing nigga with the baby oil and they just all fucked up. That's different. That's different, gang.
Speculated on TikTok and the rest that baby oil could have been baby oil at some point, but then it was being used to be a carrier for another certain substance, which would have been the G and the H and the B, what they talking about in here. Okay, so this is the first time I'm seeing it alleged in a lawsuit outside of TikTok or outside of social media. So the allegations of this Ohio man are as follows. This Ohio man was at the time living in New York City, and he was working for the Echo clothing brand. Now that's the one with the little red, Echo red and all that. Now that would have been at the time, and still is to this very day, a competitor to Sean John, which is Diddy's clothing line. Now, we are told in the lawsuit that Sean John at the time, 2008, was
Sean John cracking in 2008? I know it was a long time ago, but was it cracking in 2008? I can't really remember.
At peak popularity, which to my memory, that does seem to track.
Okay,
Now,
for
this
sure.
plaintiff says that he had actually met Diddy several times before in the course of his work as an Echo employee. So he said he was working there one day in the Macy's stockroom at the Herald Square, New York City Macy's location. This worker was. He now lives in Ohio. I'm calling him Ohio Man because it just says John Doe, right? So he said he had met Diddy several times, and one day he was just carrying on in the stockroom of Echo doing his job. When all of a sudden, Diddy and 3 bodyguards bust up into the stockroom. Now, he says in the lawsuit that they approached him at a so-called T juncture, which seems to be like a dead end of the stockroom. It's 4 people, right? He said before he knew it, he was knocked to the ground by a very hard blow to the back of his neck, and possibly that was a pew-pew device, but he did not see it. He immediately is
Pew pew device is crazy. Shout out to her though. Pew pew device. I got a few of those.
knocked to the ground, and he looks up, and when he looks up, he sees pew pew devices on the waists of these bodyguards. At that point, Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, demands, according to the allegations in this lawsuit, demands for this worker, for Echo, to perform a certain sexual act on him. Okay. And while he was in the midst of performing the unconsenting act, Diddy allegedly said some racially motivated statements such as, "You like that, boy?" question mark. After the
Whoa.
incident was over with,
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I just don't know. This sounds crazy, and I know that it can be true, but I'm just saying, y'all, this sounds wild, man. And why are we... I can't, because it's like, yo, we can't victim blame it and things like that. But as a male, right? As a man, bro, how, bro? How, bro? Do we believe that Diddy would have, you know, like unalived the man in the Macy's at the Echo part or whatever? Do we believe that? Because this is the thing, you would have had to. You would have had to, gang. You would have had to unalive me, bro. And then for that to go on and then you keep it under wraps. That's wild. I heard bro is trying to sue Macy's. This happened in 2008. You've been sitting with that on your body for all these years, gang, and decide to do this now just because what? I'm sorry, again, I'm not victim blaming. Just me as a man, as a heterosexual man, it's so hard to fathom something like that. I don't care how big the dude is, famous, rich, any of the, how powerful. It's just, bro, how, bro? It's crazy to me. But let's proceed. Golly.
which seemed to have only lasted a couple of minutes, Diddy or one of the guards said something along the lines of, "If you say anything about this, we will kill you. We will unalive you." Now, the plaintiff says that he was so stunned, Diddy basically just wiped himself right on off and went about his business. Pretty much went outside the stockroom and was just passing out clothes in the Macy's for Sean John like nothing ever happened. The employee for Echo importantly says that he had been employed by Echo for 7 years at the time. Okay, so he had worked for them for 7 years at the time. He did go and report the incident. By the time the people he reported it to were going to actually, do anything about it, Diddy had already left, and so had the bodyguard.
I actually remember this. Now that I think about it, I remember this. I believe this is the dude who got fired. Low key, excuse me, he did try to say something about this. I believe that old boy got fired behind this. My bad, y'all. Let's keep going. This nigga Diddy is despicable. Ill. And y'all had to unalive me right there. Yes, you would have. The fuck?
Shortly thereafter, this plaintiff says he was not allowed to return to work, and he couldn't even come back to that Macy's department store at all. And that store takes up the whole building, so he couldn't go back into the building. Now, this is some more new information here. We are given a name, and there's very few names that are named here, but one of them is mentioned in this Ohio man's lawsuit. And he says, about 3 weeks after that incident, the CEO for Macy's, named Terry Lundgren, he pressured Echo to fire the plaintiff because Macy's had signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Sean John Clothing.
Terry Lundgren. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. You know what I'm saying? I got my logo up so you can't see bro face and copyright and all that. But this is what I want to tell you. Remember when all this happened with Diddy and they got the files and the tapes and the 3,000 terabytes of footage. It was all kind of people stepping down from their companies, and this guy was one of them. This was one of the people who stepped down. It's the CEO of Macy's or something like that, I believe. And he stepped down too. Pay attention. I remember when they got the footage and all that, and then all the people started to step down. I was just wondering, some of them, you know how it's kind of connected. And Kevin Lyles, oh, that makes sense or whatever. But I'm looking at the rest of these people, and I'm like, who are these people? You know what I'm saying? And then here he is popping up in this. And this is the guy who told Echo to fire that man. Now he's stepping down. Shit's starting to make sense. Pay attention. That's crazy. Diddy done got all kind of people wrapped up in this atrocious ass web of sexual abuse and all kind of like, what, dude? What? Did the owner of Macy's know what happened to him? That's crazy. That's crazy. Sheesh.
Diddy's clothes company. So somebody, I guess, at Sean John got wind that this person, this John Doe, was complaining and, blowing the whistle. And he got fired. And the firing order, according to this lawsuit, came all the way from the top, all the way from the CEO of Macy's, pressuring Echo, another company, to fire this victim, allegedly, according to this lawsuit filing. Not only does this man allege that he was fired after working for this company Echo for 7 years, but also he was evicted from his company paid for apartment. He moved away eventually from New York City, and he says in the lawsuit he is still fearful for his life because of the events that took place that day and because he was threatened with his life. So let's move to the second lawsuit, and we'll talk about the actually new things that I found in this lawsuit to my knowledge. Now, this one we are going to call New Jersey Man. This is lawsuit 2 out of 6. This is a New Jersey male who claims that he was assaulted at a white party all the way back in 2006. So this would have been 2 years before the one we just talked about in the Macy's. He claims that some of the victims included contractors and vendors, and others included random individuals pulled from a hotel lobby, a show, or quote, off the street. Okay, this is the New Jersey man making these allegations. Now, he also says that the drinks would be laced and it would be disguised as a lemon drop, but he also says that it would possibly sometimes be disguised as champagne. Okay, that's actually new information here. Champagne or lemon drops, okay? Now, I'm also...
This is why I don't drink. See that? Clear water. This is why I don't drink, because that's crazy. Nigga, I worry about his lemon drop being GH, you know what I mean? That's crazy. Golly.
Told in this lawsuit that the dress code for the white parties was very strict, which I didn't necessarily realize. Like, I did know it was strict on some people, but it did look like some people were wearing, kind of like white and black or white and, different colors or whatever. But it says in paragraph 34 of the New Jersey man's lawsuit, number 2 out of 6, that it was actually a very strict dress code, and attendees to the white parties were actually, yes, required to wear all white. Now, this person says that he was not hired to merely just attend the party. This person says that he was hired as a security guard. He was hired by a company called Mass Security to do security at this event. Now, he says in his lawsuit, this New Jersey man, that he was an adult at the time of this incident. And at paragraph 38, he says he actually met Diddy when he first got there to start working as a security guard that day in 2006. He says Diddy actually offered him another job to work another security event, but this guy, his dad, was going through some health problems, and so he declined to work any future events. He then says that Diddy himself offered and gave him 2 separate drinks throughout the entirety of the party. He said he only had 2 drinks, but he started feeling it immediately. He got very, very sick and so dizzy that he had to lean up against his own truck. At that point, he says Diddy approached him seeming concerned, but he didn't actually act concerned for very long, because according to this lawsuit, that's when Diddy physically forcibly pushed this dizzy, laced man into an open door of a van where multiple men proceeded to assault this person. Now, this lawsuit also includes a picture of something purporting to be a container. Okay, this Busby's putting this picture right here.
Pause that. This is an actual picture of some evidence that they got. A container where allegedly Diddy This shit is crazy. This like some shit out of some sick ass, twisted ass HBO real life horror reality. This is wild, dude. Like what, man? Bro, they got pictures of this nigga with pills in his hand, squeezing chicks' faces, all kinds of shit. This is just different, bro. Golly.
The container of something that he's alleging is exact replica that looks just like the type of container that they would spill these substances into the drinks from. Now, much like the Echo employee at the Macy's, this man also reported the incident to his supervisor. He later uncovered a mysterious lubricant-like fluid after the incident, which caused him profound disgust and humiliation, and he has suffered a severe impact on his personal life. He says that he never even got married, and he struggles to maintain personal relationships because of the trauma endured. Now, the third lawsuit that was filed today was by a New York.
Those first two were men, bro. He's out here assaulting men. It's not okay to assault anybody, especially nexually, right? But it's like, dog, what in the hell? What in the hell? You're drugging people. I'm not even gonna say men because I'm just that I'm a man, so I'm just like, what the? It trips me out. You know what I'm saying? But I must just stop saying, man, you are drugging people, gang, and taking advantage of them. That's wild, and you should be locked up. You should be. Niggas be trolling in the chat like, pardon me. Niggas be trolling in the chats like, free Diddy. Yo, that's not even a joke at this point. This kind of shit isn't funny. You know what I'm saying? This ain't really too much. There's not no jokes in here. I don't really got jokes to make or whatever because this is just nasty. And again, I wanted to just run through these new cases with y'all. But this is disgusting, bro. And it's really nothing funny about it. I'm sorry. Let's proceed.
Woman. And this one arises from...
Shout out to Surprise Witness, BJ. Shout out to her for this because she combed through this and read all this and did all this. This is atrocious. This makes me sick to my stomach. Shout out to her for doing this, though.
Incidents that happened all the way back in 1995. So this is 1995. The other one was 2006, and we have one going up to 2008. So this is like 13 years just in the first three lawsuits of the time span, okay? This lady claims it was 1995, and she was at a Notorious B.I.G. music video promotion party. She's over there dancing with her friends at this party, minding her business, and Diddy approaches her and he wants to speak privately, which she obliges. She says that he brought her into a nearby bathroom and began immediately to try and kiss her. She was afraid, a little bit shocked. She didn't realize that's what he was going to try and do, and she asked if they could slow down. Diddy did not apparently want to slow down, according to the allegations of this lawsuit, and he slammed her head into the wall, which caused her to fall to the ground. She says that she was disoriented. She tries to stand up. He hits her again, completely kind of immobilizing her and stunning her. After that point, he proceeded to allegedly, according to this lawsuit, lift her dress and assault her. He again allegedly nonchalantly wipes himself off and says something to the effect of, quote, "You better not tell anyone about this or you will disappear." She was afraid, based on the threat on her life, to ever tell anyone about it, and she avoided the news for the rest of her life. She did not tell anyone about it because she was scared. The fourth lawsuit is from a Georgia man.
Not like that, but niggas is acting like Diddy is God or something. I fear no man but Allah. Not no man. I fear nothing but Allah. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just like the fear that this dolphin face nigga put in people is just like unfathomable. I'ma be real. It's like, what the hell? Like, y'all was really scared because he said that, and it's just like, yo, this world is full of people, and it's just like, you didn't tell anyone, you didn't say nothing because he had you that shooketh. I can't imagine, man. Prayers to all the victims, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. He's like, everybody's trying to get a bag. But the more and more I listen to this stuff and these new cases, right, what I believe is that, yo, this nigga made violations all throughout his career, right? And, yo, some people just like, oh, whatever, I'm going to just let it slide. It's nothing, whatever. And, you know, maybe just, I don't want the hassle. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'd rather just go on by my business and just stay out the way, right? But now that they hear this, they like, well, shit, everybody else coming clean. Well, let me step forward with my story because they probably all have stories. I know it sounds crazy to y'all. I say to myself, 120, but yo, you got to think this man has a long history in music, right? He has a long history of being powerful in music. So it's like, yo, you got to think that whole timeline, he was just violating, predator, violating this whole time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's probably mad people out there who was just like, yo, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to just, you know what I mean? But now that, hey, they got his ass, it's like, why not tell my story? Even if it was just this story or just that story. And it don't sound like it's just like some small transgressions. No, these all sound crazy. They all sound crazy. I didn't read all 120 of them or nothing like that, but this shit sounds crazy. Pay attention.
Now let's get into just the actually new information. We're doing the TLDR. We're doing the high points right here, okay? Now this plaintiff alleges that he worked for a company called Royal Reigns, REIGNS Management. I don't know what kind of management company that is. Is it a model management company? Is it a P? I do not know. I do not know. But the way it's described in this lawsuit, it's like a legitimate, upscale, high-profile type of management company, but I never heard of them in my life. Now, apparently they are based in New York City, but they have offices in Los Angeles and Atlanta. Now, these incidents go all the way up to a party that happened in 2021, October 2021, so only 3 years ago. The earliest lawsuit we hear about is 1995 at that Biggie video promo party. 1995, now we're all the way up to 2021. I mean, there's almost 30 years that we're spanning here.
Pay attention. You think he couldn't have violated all those people in 30-something years? Come on, y'all. This is nasty, and nobody just attacking you. You was doing all this stuff behind the shadows. You got too big for your britches with the liquor lobby, folks. And, hey, they did it to you. They did it to you. Shame on the Macy's CEO, too, trying to step down. You can't hide. I hope they prosecute your ass, too. That brother came to you and told you what happened to him, and then you forced the company to fire him. I hope you get what you deserve as well. All y'all niggas who stepping down, because now I understand that all them step downs was for a reason. Shame on y'all.
Timeline. Now, this is another of Diddy's infamous parties. And this plaintiff alleges that he was picked up by one of Diddy's employees from the airport, and he was brought into New York City where the party was to take place. He said when he got to this party, there were several well-known artists in attendance, and he was immediately offered EX, but he says he refused. He said he limited himself to only one drink. But even after the one drink, he became entirely disoriented. The room started spinning. He tried to leave, and he heard a male voice telling him, "Hold on, I'll help you." The next thing he said, he knows he was in a bedroom, but he could not move. He could not speak, and he could not fight back. He was, quote, paralyzed and trapped in his own body. He says that multiple men began to assault him through me and other acts. He says he doesn't remember a lot. He was blanking out, but he does remember seeing Diddy butt naked standing over him. And at the time that he saw Diddy, he remembers being assaulted by at least up to 3 separate men. Again, he was paralyzed, couldn't fight back, according to him, according to his lawsuit. He goes on to say that he could actually feel, without going into too much detail, the difference between the men assaulting him, and that is how he does know that there were multiple assailants. He also says that he has been traumatized since the event occurred 3 years ago, and he continues to receive therapy. And
that was just 3 years ago? Ew! Just 3 years ago? That's, bro, you're destroying people's lives. Incidents like that, bro, you destroy a person's whole fucking mental, bro. This nigga said he was paralyzed in his own body, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I hope this nigga get what he deserve. I hope that he don't get the wiggle up out of this. I'm gonna just tell y'all, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Prayers to all these victims. Straight up. That's fucking disgusting, bro. Pictures of his son diddling women in the pool. All kind of, bro, y'all crazy. That's crazy.
Last of the publicly filed documents today is by a North Carolina man. And this one, he alleges he was only 16 years old.
Whoa.
16 years old at the time of the incident. Now, this is one of the earlier incidents. It does happen in 1998, allegedly in the Hamptons, New York, at yet another white party. So this is 3 separate white party ones, and we've gotten different types of victims. One of the alleged victims was a security guard. One of them was brought in as talent from Royal Reigns Management. The other was the Echo employee. So that didn't happen at one of the parties. It happened at a Macy's, apparently, allegedly, according to the lawsuit. And the other happened at a promo party. Okay, so 3 white parties.
Shame on Macy's too. Ooh, as a motherfucking staff, record label, clothing company, brand organization, fuck y'all. Straight up. Out all Macy's. Cause that's cold business. Straight up.
1 music video promo party and 1 at the Macy's at a Sean John event. Now, this 1998 incident with the 16-year-old, he says that he was there because he had been invited by a mutual acquaintance and he wanted to break into the music industry. He was invited by a mutual connection with Diddy, and there were, quote, countless A-list celebrities and entertainers there. Now, he does provide some evidence as well in the form of a photograph with Diddy. Diddy was...
Pause that right there. I just want y'all to see this. Sheesh, capiche, baba beesh. And there's the photo right there. Such a diabolical nigga, bro. That's crazy.
Apparently, according to the allegations in this suit, interested in this John Doe. He, like the lady at the other party, wanted to talk privately with this John Doe by the porta potties. Diddy apparently told this kid, it doesn't really matter if you can't sing. Only thing that really matters is if you have the look. And you have the look, he tells this kid. Diddy told him, with the right look, I can make anyone into a star. At that point, Diddy said, drop your pants. And remember, this is somebody that is the age of not having reached 18. He is 16. Jeez. Diddy apparently, allegedly, according to this lawsuit, said, quote, it's a rite of passage and the route to becoming a star. This is a way to prove yourself. Don't you want to break into the business? Says this to the 16-year-old, according to this lawsuit. Now, it was at that point that the kid actually did do as he was asked. And at that point, it's alleged in his lawsuit that Diddy went forward and cupped his hand, proceeding to touch the you-know-what of this person. And this apparently went on for a tense and uncomfortable amount of time. But then Diddy went back to the party, in what seems to be a pattern, according to these lawsuits, back to the party like nothing happened. But the 16-year-old, he was traumatized. He was afraid to report the assault, and he experiences mental anguish to this very day. Those were the big new things that I did notice in this lawsuit.
Ew, disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. What an uncomfortable video. Shout out to everybody who be tapped in with me. I appreciate y'all. Again, I just want to run through these new cases or whatever and the details of them, because I feel like, hey, this shit should be out there straight up. Now, do I want to comb through the shit and read all the? No, I don't. But I feel like that shit should be out there. This is shady. Shame on Macy's, the CEO, Echo, everybody who got anything to do with it, Silver Rain, security, all that shit. Straight up. And keep this nigga locked up. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, please. And thank you. We need that for the algorithm. If you could go to the top of the page, smash that Instagram link. Follow me on Instagram. Shoot me any content y'all want me to react to there. Also, join up in the Discord. Good people, positive vibes all the time. I can't tell y'all that enough. Smash that TikTok link to follow me for any content that I post there as well. Again, shout out to Surprise Witness TV. I believe her name is BJ. Shout out BJ. Maybe y'all might get a interview from her or something. I might have her for an interview. Supposedly I know some people who know her or whatever. So shout out to BJ and that Surprise Witness, because she do a real good job with the content too, and she real analytical with how she be breaking shit down. And that's why I want to give y'all this video, because it's straight to the point. All that shit is disgusting. All that shit is terrible. I don't condone any of it. Shame on niggas. I can't say that enough. You know what I'm saying? That for anybody looking for any kind of marketing or promotion when it comes to this YouTube, contact at Drea the Virgo on Instagram. Again, that's at Drea the Virgo on Instagram. Serious inquiries only. She worked with a bunch of different content creators, helping them get their shit together. If you need that help, contact her. Whether it's thumbnails, viewer retention, views, monetization, whatever it is, having to deal with YouTube or content creation, she can help you with. Again, that's at Drea the Virgo on Instagram. But I want y'all to comment down below and let me know what y'all think about these new charges. Again, that was disgusting. Shame on that nigga, and I hope he gets what he deserves. It's your boy Gangland Neem. Peace.